What if we could understand what animals are saying to each other? Like, imagine if we could eavesdrop on a gazelle's alarm call or decode a humpback whale song.
Well, today we're going to be diving deep into animal communication.
Yeah, and figuring out if different species can actually learn to understand each other's languages.
Right. And when we talk about language in animals, it's not exactly like human language.
Yeah, it's not like they're having full-blown conversations, right?
Exactly. It's more about specific signals having a consistent meaning. Like Simon W. Townsend, who studies animal communication, he says it's all about signals with clear meanings.
So like a certain chirp always meaning predator approaching.
Exactly. Think about migrating birds. They fly thousands of miles, and they meet tons of different species along the way.
Yeah, they'd have to understand at least the basic warnings from other birds,
Yeah.
right, to stay safe.
Right. And some research on songbirds even suggests they might be learning the calls of other species during migration.
Hmm, that's fascinating. Like a universal bird language for travelers.
Not quite universal, but
No.
it could be helping them avoid predators, finding the best places to rest. Benjamin Van Doren, he studies bird migration, and he thinks it's key to their survival.
Okay, so maybe they're not exactly swapping stories, but at least understanding the basics.
We don't know exactly what they're saying, but it hints that there's some social connection between these different species.
Wow, that we're only beginning to understand.
Yeah.
So some birds might be eavesdropping on each other. Is there a species that goes beyond just understanding, that actually learns to use another species' signals?
Yeah, actually there is. The fork-tailed drongo. This bird is a master mimic and a bit of a trickster.
Oh, I've heard of them.
They've been seen following other animals, like meerkats, waiting for them to dig up food.
Oh, so they can steal it.
Yeah. And then the drongo lets out this alarm call.
So it's like a fake predator attack
Yeah.
to get the meerkats to run away and drop their food.
Exactly. The meerkats scatter, the drongo swoops in, and free lunch.
That's clever, but wouldn't the meerkats wise up after a while?
They do, and that's where it gets interesting. Thomas Flower, he's studied these birds in the wild, and he says it creates a boy who cried wolf situation.
Okay, so how does the drongo keep tricking them?
Well, they've learned to mimic the alarm calls of other species.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah. So if the meerkats start ignoring the drongo's usual call, it might switch to mimicking the meerkat's own alarm call, or even the sound of a hawk that's in the area.
Wow, that's incredible. They're like little feathered con artists.
It really is. It's a fantastic example of how adaptable animals can be, and it really makes you think about what's going on in that little drongo brain.
Yeah, I mean, are they intentionally choosing which call to use based on who they're trying to fool?
Well, that's what researchers are trying to figure out.
So they're basically running an experiment out there on the savannah.
It really shows how complex animal communication can be.
Makes you wonder what else is going on out there that we just haven't discovered yet.
Absolutely.
You mentioned researchers are trying to figure out if the drongo is being intentionally deceptive.
Yeah. It's tough to say for sure. Like, do they understand that their calls cause the meerkats to run away? Or have they just learned what works through trial and error?
But they are adapting their calls to different situations,
Yeah,
which seems pretty smart.
it really does. It makes us rethink that line between instinct and learned behavior.
It makes me wonder about all the other ways animals might be communicating that we haven't even noticed.
We're only scratching the surface when it comes to understanding how animals see and interact with the world around them.
I know. Every new discovery seems to lead to even more questions.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder if we could ever learn to understand these communication systems ourselves.
Can you imagine deciphering the language of bees or talking to dolphins?
It sounds like science fiction.
It does, but who knows what's possible?
It would definitely change our relationship with nature if we could really talk to other species.
It just shows how important it is to keep studying and appreciating all the different ways that life on Earth communicates.
Makes you realize we humans aren't the only ones with these intricate ways of communicating.
And there's so much more to learn about how smart they are, their social lives. It's amazing.
Yeah, this whole deep dive has been incredible.
Yeah.
And if you've enjoyed this journey into animal communication, make sure you like and subscribe to the Unlock Your Mind podcast. We'll keep bringing you these deep dives into the world around us.
Until next time, stay curious.